This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Tuesday, November 6th, 2018, Election Day. The title of this rant is, Regardless of the Outcome, America Still Loses. And it's, yes, we want the Democrats to win as much as possible, but let's look at what's going to happen afterwards. So, number one, if the Republicans maintain the House and the Senate, number one, that's going to mean that xenophobia, racism, immigrant bashing, and the threat of violence will be, to a much greater extent, the standard operating procedure of the Republican Party. And this president will be completely unchanged and unhinged. Now, there's about a 90% chance that the Democrats will take back the House. That's great. It's important. It's the wave of the future. But remember, yes, they will have subpoena power. Yes, they can go after his taxes. Yes, they can go after the Russia investigation to a much, much greater degree. And yes, they can go after the corruption in this administration. At the same time, this president will defy them tooth and nail, go after it, create all kinds of other kinds of crap, create crises that don't need to be crises, like the one on the border right now. He will do everything to get away from this. And also remember, if the Democrats lose the House, this president will say, oh, well, I just wanted to keep the Senate. And the reason they lost is because they weren't racist enough. They weren't anti-immigration enough. They weren't xenophobic enough. They weren't inciting violence enough. See, he's going to say all that. That's why they lost, because he thinks his way is the only way to do it. And remember, if the Democrats take the House, all the House members that are Republicans are going to have to suck up to this guy incredibly, because if they don't, he's going to tell them out, and they could get primaried in 2020. And that goes for senators too that are up for re-election in 2020 and 2022, because they can't say shit against him now in case he gets re-elected. So they have to suck up to him completely. And those that are left in the House of the Republicans, they are going to be the most conservative Republicans, because the Democrats will be taking out mostly the moderate Republicans. So this is what's going to happen. Now, if the Democrats also take the Senate, which I think there's only about a 20% chance, it does help them because they can stymie the president in terms of getting more conservative judges in there. But let's get one thing very clear, is that this president will act whatever he wants to do. He will defy. He probably won't even respond to subpoenas that come directly to the White House. He will fight everything tooth and nail. He has his base. He has conservative media. They have his back. They will protect him. And the lapdogs in the House and the Senate that are Republicans will also protect him. So if anyone thinks that just because the Democrats win the House, that things will be different, yes, they will be different, but this guy is going to go on a rampage. And if you thought things couldn't get any worse in the first 2 years, it's going to be much, much worse in the next 2 years. Buckle up.